and sounds of the Nigerian stories. My Nigerian Folktales.
A very long time ago, in the ancient town of Ilorin, there lived a man whose name was Afonja. He wasn't just any man, for he was the military general of the Oyo Empire, better addressed as the Are Ono Kakanfo of the Yorubas. But who exactly was Afonja? A traitor or a loyalist? A villain or a hero? Perhaps you may decide for yourself by the end of this story. Now, there is no way one would tell this story without the mention of a man by the name Ladirin, who happens to be the great-grandfather of Afonja and the founder of the Ilorin town. Once upon a time, there was a forest where only brave hunters went hunting. Many never came back alive, while others returned somehow maimed. But there was one man who had a unique way of hunting in this forest. He would usually use magical potions to transform himself into an elephant, hence living up to the meaning of his name, Laderi. He soon built a hut in this forest and settled there. Whenever hunters came around this hut to rest, they also seized the opportunity to sharpen their metallic weapons that was made of iron, known as irin in the Yoruba language. So, irin, meaning iron, ilo irin, meaning the act of sharpening an iron. You get it? This was how the name of the place Ilorin came to be, and Laderi, the great-grandfather of Afonja, became its first village head. Over time, more and more people came to settle down in this forest so that it soon grew into a town. It is important to note that during this period, the Oyo Empire was very powerful as it was one of the biggest dealers in slave trade and as such had expanded its territory as far as major parts of the southwest and some parts towards the northeast. At that time, Oyo Ile was the capital, and there was a council of chiefs known as the Oyomesi, whose primary purpose was to check and balance the power of the ruler, the Alaafin of the Oyo kingdom. The Oyomesi, headed by the Bashorun, was a powerful group that consisted of the Bashorun, the Agbakin, the Samu, the Alakmeni, the Laguna, the Akiniku, and the Ashikpa. And although the Are Ono Kakanfo was equally powerful, as he answers to no one except the king, he was not a member of the Oyomesi. However, the 6th Are Ono Kakanfo headed the Ilorin town as it became a military outpost for the old Oyo territory. Ìgbà funfun lórí omi, ìgbà funfun lórí omi o, ẹni bá mọ̀wẹ̀ kó ká lọ. Ìgbà funfun lórí omi, ìgbà funfun lórí omi o, ẹni bá mọ̀wẹ̀ kó ká lọ. Ẹ ṣe ire kó dára, ẹ ṣe ire kó dára o, ẹni ayé kan, ẹ ṣe ire kó dára, ẹ ṣe ire kó dára o, ẹni ayé kan, ẹ ṣe ire. In the olden days, when a child is born, the parents will take their child to a priest to find out what will become of him or her in future. This used to be a custom in those days known as Akosejaye. more like a horoscope. Therefore, when Alugbin and his wife had their son, Afonja, they went to consult the oracle to find out his Akosejayi.
Àrọ́bá ní bàbá ìtàn.
Ladirin begat Pasin. Pasin begat Alugbin. And now, Alugbin is the father of Afonja.
The priest began to tell them,
This child is going to be great. Very great, in fact. He's going to be a force to reckon with in the entire kingdom. But he must beware, for a time shall come when there shall be a test of his character. He must heed serious warnings in order to avert his downfall and prevent his people from becoming slaves.
the priest concluded. Bearing what the priest had told them in mind, Afonja's parents did their best in raising him with good values. He grew up becoming quite skilled in hunting because he had started following his father to hunt from a very tender age. He was also good at wrestling, for his favorite sport was gidigbo. Soon, he became popular in his town because he was the champion of most of the wrestling bouts he engaged in. So Afonja would go for many wrestling competitions in different towns in the kingdom that his fame went far and wide. Before long, Afonja enlisted in Oyo's military arm that was at that time headed by Kankanfo Oko of Jabata. He went for wars and fought gallantly like a brave soldier, and subsequently he became a very powerful warrior whose fame got the attention of Alaafin Abiodun, the ruler of Oyo at the time.
Kakanfo Oko told me of how you had his back on the battlefield some days ago.
The king addressed Afonja.
Kábíyèsí Aláṣẹ Ìkejì Òrìṣà. It's the doing of the gods.
Afonja replied,
He has told me a lot about you, and I think I like you. Thank you, Your Royal Majesty.
The king continued to say.
I like your spirit, young man. Thank you, Kábíyèsí.
From that day on, Afonja visited the palace anytime he went to Oyoili. In fact, he became a good and close friend of the king that it seemed as though he literally lived in the palace. Even rumor mongers speculated that Afonja might be elected by the Oyomesis and the Ogbonis to become the next in line of the Oyo dynasty.
Bọ́mọdé ò bá tàn, á bá àrọ́bá.
Nigerian Folktales.